What's up guys, riding with D. This is the Kawasaki KX 125. Let's check it out. Alright guys, so the Kawasaki KX 125. We're moving into serious bike territory now, right? So this thing, obviously a full-size bike. You can definitely tell it's a lot larger than some of the other ones I've reviewed so far. Besides my KLX, full size. I'm 5'10", 155. You can see I got the back suspension pretty soft. I'm almost flat-footed. Tiny bit of the balls of my feet here, but pretty much the way the sag is, I'm almost flat-footed, as you can tell, whenever it comes to that. So, yeah. You know, it's an older bike. This is a 2000 model. You can definitely tell it. It's been definitely worn, put new tires on it, rebuilt the bottom top end. She runs pretty good. Still needs some tweaks on the carburetor, but overall, you can find these bikes relatively cheap. So that's something to definitely take in consideration if you're looking for a nice used bike. If you need that bigger bike compared to the KX 100 or 85, those are plenty of power, especially if you're just gonna do some trail riding. This thing, obviously a little bit of step up just because it's much larger. You get the full size tires whenever it comes with it. So yeah, this one actually has the FMF full exhaust on it, the shorty pipe. So that's something, you know, to be honest, I don't really tell a huge difference in the way they sound, but you probably would if they were side by side, I'm sure. Like I said, this one you can definitely tell it's used. So this is the bad thing whenever you come to buy used bikes like this. People do funny things. Like for instance, this one, the frame's been painted black. It looks like it's in pretty good shape. You can see the green coming through. To me, it would look a lot better if it was still green. Odd little things like caliber, guards that are odd blue colors. So you just find little things. Obviously, the throttle is worn, you know, stuff like that. A lot of stuff you have to usually do to them, like this kick bolt was actually torn off. I had to get it easy out to get that thing out. So yeah, you find them cheap, but again, there's a lot of problems with them. If you're not handy, this wouldn't be the good route to go. But if you are, you get a really nice bike, at least power to weight ratios, compared to how much you have to pay nowadays. So yeah, you can save you a good bit of money depending on what kind of riding you're doing. If you're just a moderate, you know, hobbyist type rider, kind of like I am, these could save you a lot of money. You get plenty of power. Obviously, they don't make them anymore. Yamaha makes a two-stroke 125, not Kawasaki. Biggest one you can get is the 112, which is what they make nowadays. So, yeah. So enough talking on this thing. Let's take it for a ride. Let's see what this thing's got. See if she'll crank up. Oh yeah. Yeah, she lugs okay. Alright. Yep. So first impressions, it feels really light. It is light. I mean, compared to like a lot of the trail bikes you ride, this thing is light. That can be good and bad. Considering the bumps, you feel a lot of bumps. As far as for trail riding, like rocks and stuff throws you off pretty good. So yeah, so keep that in mind with it. Definitely gripping good. Got new tires on it, Tusk tires, so decent tires for the price. Yeah, it feels really light. Maybe I need to soften the front forks a little bit. As far as the seating, suspension feels really good. It's absorbing everything. The front forks feels pretty harsh. I mean, for an old bike, it's really good considering. Oh yeah. Yeah, the power's definitely there. Alright, let's keep it going. Well, there's one of the most common things I hear about when people think of a KX, a YZ, an old CR 125 is that they think, oh, this is like your typical 125 that you get for the trails, like your X-Moto, things like that. So do not get confused with that. This is a serious bike. It's got a lot of power. It's nothing like the trail TTRs, anything like that. So if you're new to bikes, just keep that in the back of your head, because if you go out and buy something like this thinking it's going to be real easy to handle and it's your first bike, you're probably going to be mistaken. It doesn't really like to lug around. I mean, it's an MX bike. It's made for racing, so it's not going to like it. It likes to be pegged out. It likes to go. So can you use it as a trail bike? Absolutely. You're just going to have to learn, deal with it. It's going to make you a better rider. There's no doubt about that. You know, especially if you go from this and you get more of an updated bike, you know, something that's easier to handle on the trails. You know, trails like this right here, it can do it very, very easily, but you have to sort of know what you're doing. It's not going to be, you know, as easy as your TTRs, your CRFRs, things like that, or CRFF, the R is a racing bike. Another thing, compared to the 4-strokes, is that this doesn't have, you don't really need to engine brake with these. You can a little bit, yeah, I get it, but it's not really made for it. You saw this trail, kind of bogging right there, not a big deal. Feels really light. It's really throwing me around a good bit because it's so light. Yeah. But easily through this trail. Nothing to it. Yeah, like all those little sticks, I can really feel it. It really throws me around a good bit. I mean, there's not really a comparison to this to the KLX, but as far as weight, what weight gets you is that those little sticks are not going to push you around as much. You're going to kind of roll over them and not really know they were there. Like, yeah, as you can tell, the power's there. I mean, it's wanting to go, without a doubt about it. I mean, you can obviously change the sprockets up, get it to gear a little better to your needs. And again, you can get these things cheap. You got a really powerful bike that's probably going to be able to do more than you can. At least more than I can, anyway. You might be a great rider compared to me, but. Again, that little bit of engine braking, not a big deal, but it's obviously not good for it to just run it down the hill like you would a 4-stroke, pop it into first, go through it like that. Some people say it's okay, some people don't. Hey, I don't want to have to rebuild my stuff all the time. I'd rather ride it. Yeah, you got to hold on to this thing when you start going. Fryer back on. And then a little bit of lug. It does have a power valve that helps. Again, you can make some adjustments if you're just going to do trails, but you know, it will make you a better rider if you choose to use this in the trails compared to the others. But it's not a first bike. You might get discouraged if you buy this for your first bike. Not that it can't be done, but you know, just know that you might get a little bit frustrated. Obviously, it's not electric start like a lot of the other newer trail two-strokes would be. So, but you're getting this thing. You can find them, you know, decent ones that are already going to be running. Again, you're going to have problems all day. $2 grand, $2,500. Talking down some, obviously, but if you want to get one that needs work, similar to how I got this one here, you could easily get them 1,000 below, you know, something like that. If you're pretty handy, you can rebuild engines. Two-strokes are really easy to rebuild. Just like the other KX100, the older they are, the harder it is going to be to find parts. The biggest one, if you're going to get one of these used, make sure the cylinder or the jug is in good condition. It's going to save you a lot of money if it is, and you just need to rebuild the whole engine, but you still have a good cylinder. So it's something to look out for. Whenever I got this one, it pretty much came with 2 extra engines, at least in parts. So I had a couple of jugs that were in good shape, and I literally just rebuilt bottom, top end, and she's good to go. So, hey, I appreciate everybody watching. Thank you so much for tuning into the channel and supporting this channel. Please leave a like, subscribe below if you like what you see. Just stay tuned for more. Have a good one, guys.